Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL. And yesterday we made a template. Today we're going to try to add a pattern to it. So I have come up with this as our idea. This is from friendshipbracelets.net. It is pattern 106999. And it's kind of cool. And there's some elements to this that you'll figure out why I chose it in just a moment. Let me just copy this, bring it over here, and paste it. And you know how normally we turn it 90 degrees? Not today. Today we are going to turn it 45 degrees because our pattern is sort of at a 45 instead. So there we go. There's our 45. I'm also going to enlarge this a bit because that seems rather tiny and difficult. That's better. Okay, and we are going to put this to a new layer. And why are we doing it to a new layer? Well, because um, basically we're going to probably need to move it around a lot, as well as I'm thinking we might actually have to flip it. We'll see how that goes here in a bit. So my thought was this is a 2-color bracelet, and we are going to be doing something really long, and maybe if we have to exchange colors or do something weird, it might work out in our favor for that. So what partly I was thinking was this kind of straight line down could be either at the edge or one in. I'm thinking maybe one in. So, okay, here it's red and white. I'm thinking maybe we go with red and green because obviously we're making Christmas ornaments. You can use any color you want. If you're not into Christmas, that's totally understandable. So, so this color goes all the way from the edge to edge. So I'm thinking we do it, we come in one, we let this be the background. So let's go with our paint tool over here, fill similar. Yep. So I'm thinking this is this. And hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, why is it? Oh, because it doesn't go all the way to the edge there. It only goes to there. Okay, that's a thing. All right. So it doesn't quite go to the edge for this zigzag. So that's how I kind of want it to start there. Now, at the other end of this, I want it to sort of be the same because I think that will make this sort of cool. Question is, now, which way does this go? Oh my God, my brain is going to break. Um, so it's not this row, it's this row. And that goes to there. Oh goodness. So some of this will work and some of this is not going to work. And then the big question, of course, is going to be, what do we do with what's left? Wait, how does this work? There's the 1, there's the 2. This is 3 in, 3 out. 3 in, 3 out. Okay. So that's our little squiggly thing over there. At first that didn't seem like it was going to actually work right, but it's just a matter of trying to figure this parts out. So this pattern actually only had 4 whites and more red. And I don't think that that's necessary. I think we can balance this out evenly. And I think, well, I was going to say, I think that makes more sense. But it's kind of obvious that maybe the red gets used more? Maybe not. I think we're going to try to balance it. So now what happens in between here? Wait, let's grab our red. Let's go with a bright, happy red. And figure out this bit. Right, and so that's there. Now I'm not ruling out making other changes to this as well. One of those possible changes is that maybe this green comes across here, because that might look kind of cool. So if this is the red that boxes this side in, like that, and this is the red that's on this side. We could almost just do like a chevrons through there. Right? This could just be a whole long green. And this one is a green. No need to overcomplicate this, right? I mean, it's already, we have stitching involved in making this into an ornament. It's going to be a little bit complicated. If you're still not clear how this becomes an ornament, that'll be tomorrow's video, where I actually put this whole thing together. We're not necessarily recording this all in that order at the time of this recording. This is obviously much, much earlier. But when these videos get released, this will be the way it's done. So, all right. So at this point now, I just need to figure out what colors, what strings were used, what do we need here. So I don't think. Oh yeah, there is. So that goes across there. That goes across there. So that red came down. That means this green is what's up here. So it's red, red. So maybe it has to be the 2 reds. Yeah, like I said, I haven't worked this out quite yet. So this red comes downwards. And out this way. And that red came back this way. So far this is kind of working. This green can come down. Oops. Right. So that goes sort of off this way. That means that we know that also this is a green coming here. This is a red here. Still a little undetermined at the top. Things might actually change up there. Because I'm not really kind of want to have this be alternating colors. I also didn't realize when we were making this template that we were going to have the little gaps were going to cause us trouble here. So you'll have to forgive that. That's wasn't intended. Mind you, this is, in case you forgot, this is a 12-string bracelet. We're doing with 2 colors. Yeah, I basically made the template yesterday. And not 100% on this guy, but okay. And then this one is the green that comes this way. Sure. And this is the red. That makes sense. That goes like that. This is green. This is red. It's kind of, these little boxes are really a mess. That would be red. Oh, yeah, that totally works. So yeah, now they actually do all alternate and the top still stays the same. And again, we can maybe make this connect over here, which is, I'm still very undecided on that. Well, let's make sure all the rest of this stuff lines up. Because I honestly think the colors are relatively balanced. And I don't want to run out of one color because we tried to do it the way the other one was done. There might be some instances where one string gets used more than another. In fact, I'm probably certain that that will be a thing. So in this case, we can use the left rights and the right left knots in order to swap up one that's not getting used as much for one that was getting used a lot. And that's how we're going to get all the way to the end with our cut string. I don't know. I will know more tomorrow because that's where all of this works out. Again, this thing gets kind of folded and sewn in order to make it an ornament like the first ornament. So it basically comes out looking the same. The only difference would be is there's going to be a couple parts in it that are naturally joined as opposed to stitched together like the other one was. So yeah, that's kind of, I think that's a really a good thing. Kind of excited for that, actually. anything to kind of reduce the amount of sewing, right? I don't know about you guys, like that's not my favorite part of this. So, oops, kind of hit the very lower edge for whatever reason that didn't work so good. Do do do. Yeah. So basically, if I can work out the one segment like we're doing right now, and everything works out okay, then we know that the rest of this whole thing will work out because it's just repetitive. It's just going to go from the that one little edge through the whole rest of this. At this point, though, I am double checking, making sure that the strings come through, they're connecting, there's nothing is going to cause it to where I have two reds coming together in a space where I need a green. Because that would be bad. That would ruin the whole thing, right? So we're checking, and so far, like I said, everything seems to be working really, really well. Too much to the edge there. That comes down here. Yeah, so like I said, coming into this, I wasn't exactly sure how the pattern itself would work, or even if it would, for that matter. Just there was an element to it, the corner part there, that I thought that seemed really kind of neat, and so that was the part that I kind of wanted to work out, and that's why we have it kind of repeating on either end, and then we just kind of, found something to make it work. Oh, wait, we're going to have trouble down here. Oh, no. That red came down. And this green comes... No, we're fine. Right. Got a little nervous for a second. It didn't look right in my head. That's fine. We're good. So I think the only zigzag knots in this whole thing will be the ones we use in the event that a string gets too short. Essentially, we might not need to do any. However, we are kind of reserved into the whole in case we do. Mind you, I would definitely say any kind of ornament is probably not a beginner's thing. Sorry, guys. It's just really not. Okay, so there is our segment. And essentially, that's just going to repeat through this whole thing. I'm not sure if I can actually do copy and paste to actually make that work. Also, I do think I want to make the fun of putting these to connect. I know it's silly, but I think it's going to make where that folds a little bit cooler. So let's just try to see if we can use some magic here to actually make this go faster. So I'm going to select my color, and I guess we will choose the red. We will copy and we will paste it, and we will get the move tool. And now we have a copy of the red like this. And if we center that real nice, we all good here? I think we are. We can anchor that into place, and we have our red down here. If we come over and we hit Control V again, we will have one more for right here. Oops, down too far. And that looks perfect. So now, this is the part that's got me nervous. If we paste it again and we flip horizontally, oh, and now we copy that because we're going to want this again. Hey, what do you know? That works. We can anchor it. I kind of wish we'd had just a slightly better template to have started with. But overall, this is working. This will be good enough to be able to work out what I want to make. So I'm not going to knock it. Especially since, I mean, if we tried to do this all by hand, this would be very, very time consuming. Okay. So we have all the reds in place. Next, we'll do the same thing with the green. So I highlight all the green, I copy, and I paste. And bring this over here. That looks good. Mind you, something like this could also, red and white, this would have been a really great one for like a sort of candy cane-ish design. There we go. So we have those segments in. We now need to paste it and flip it back to the move tool. Wait, we copy this because we will use it again. That one sort of needs a little bit of a touch up. We'll go back and find those later. There we go. And one more. It's kind of wild when it suddenly gets like close to being in place, how it suddenly like the picture develops like, oh, there it is. There we go. Let's go back to our paint tool. Where was the one where the block wasn't filled in? Ah, right there. Is that this? Yeah. Oh, there we go, guys. We have created our pattern for the next ornament. Oops. Here, kind of clean up that little edge down here. Do it down. Nope, everything else is good. I probably will play around and do some touching up little parts like this. But other than that, this is done. Thank you for hanging out with me. Like I said, I am going to try making this tomorrow. We'll find out if there's any flaws or reasons for concern, things like that. So it should be a good one. Don't miss it. Thank you to my YouTube members as well as my Patreon supporters and my YouTube members for making this possible. Thank you very much, guys. These are recorded so far in advance. That's why you don't see the names on the screens, because I assume by the time this finally comes out, it'll be all different people or lots more people, hopefully. I don't know. But yeah, that's why. So thank you for hanging out with me so long. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.